Good morning, good morning. Happy, I don't know what day is, Wednesday. Hope everyone's having a great morning and a great trading session so far. Sorry I'm late. Nothing has happened so far anyway. News on this session, we do have a speaker speaking, which is low impact news at 9 a.m. Then we have crude oil, low impact news at 9:30. And that is it, my friends. I'll remove that. And oh wait, not that. Yes. Good morning, James. No, James, no. No, 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 no. No. I hope this is not the James. Go away. This is not gaming if that's you. Good morning, Amelia. Good morning, Diego. How are you guys this morning? And I hear another at the charts. What you got going, Diego? Did you take your open drive trade yet? Oh my God, that's loud. All right, hopefully we can get something going today. At least maybe we won't be stuck in the opening range, but who knows? I thought it was an online safety. No. I think that's one of my gaming friends, because one of my other gaming friends said that they were going to storm into the stream this morning. No, trust me. If it's online safety, I will know, and I will ban that person so quickly. Nice. You did take some heat. Nice, nice. Way to stick through it. Would you get into, a buy or sell, and how much profit were you able to get out of it? Let me see. I'm assuming you went for a buy. I'm just now scrolling back. Normally when I get on the charts, I don't even pay attention to the first 5 minutes. I'll actually usually open up my charts and then go do something and then sit back down. At least if I don't get on here right at 8:30. All right, let's see what happens with the counter trend pullback. Did I turn my? I did. Oh. $25 ticks on NQ during the open. Nice. 250 points at the open. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I can focus on scalps on the other account. Nice. So Diego, do you just have the 2 Apex accounts, or do you have accounts with other props as well? I totally forgot to braid my hair last night. I'm gonna have to braid it as soon as I'm done streaming today, because I have to take my grandma somewhere. Damn, I was hoping that we closed on the buy rotation level and pushed down, but no. Please short too low. Those are the only funded accounts I have. Got you. Got you. Another freaking 1 bar pullback. So I'll wait for the pullback. I'll wait on that. Zigzag just turned red. Anymore accounts till I get payouts from those who are below them. I feel you. That's the smartest thing to do. I mean, we have such a great opportunity with props, and it's so crazy because we talk about how, you know, with prop firms, we're able to have better leverage because we don't have to use our own money and fund our own accounts with thousands of dollars, and prop accounts are so cheap, da da da. But some people still spend so much money that it's basically like funding a freaking funded account, or, you know, funding your own account and blowing it all the time. Should definitely only have 5 accounts or less. Try to get payouts. Use those payouts to fund more. I don't really know about taking trades at the highs and lows right now, so not until I finish converting all of my stuff to the new analysis sheet. So I'm gonna just sit out and be patient. Good morning, Trenches. How are you this morning? So my criteria, I wouldn't have been able to capitalize on this move down, sadly. Dang. Where's my phone? I don't even know. Exactly, Diego. Just craziness. But I get it. It's like, especially if you think you have, you know, your strategy where you want it to be, and you feel like you're possibly seeing a little bit of consistency. It's like, all right, let's go all in. And yeah, no. 1 trade off the open, daily go met, period. Nice trade. How many ticks did you get out of it? Nvidia's a monster. Oh, there was damn. Trying to think where I saw that. I feel like it's not what I'm looking for. got pullback. Let's see. Oh, I stalled here too long. Let's save for that. Oh, here it goes. I think. Question mark. Ah, there it is. Okay. I was trying to find something in the NinjaTrader ecosystem. It's presents for your nephews. Nice. 22 points. It's a nice trade. Saying done for the day, Amelia. Take that, NQ lovers. I'm weak. Don't you start. Goes off a few times. Make sure this happened before and you got filled. Man, listen, that is the worst ever. 102 to 124. Oh yeah, you were definitely able to capture a nice momentum. 126 almost retook it, but chilling unless it's clear we holding over that. Got you. Yeah, Amelia, where's your club? Where's your club members, huh? So bye. All right, we just pushed new highs again. I'm not interested right now. Not compatible with ATM bracket orders. Oh, that's a lot. I'll have to do that later. Let me guess, another one bar pullback. Why am I not surprised? Yeah, ES has always been difficult for me to like pay attention. Even when I used to trade a bunch of different instruments at a time, ES was the one I paid the least amount of attention to because it moved so ugh. That was just like I can look away from it for 10, 15, 20 minutes and still nothing has happened. There's no clear direction on ES at the moment. Y'all, by the way, I just saw some old memories trading related on my Facebook. I was trading Nasdaq when it was around like 10,000, 11,000. That is insane that we're at 25K now. Wall Street Trapper episode yesterday was great. I had subbed to him a long time ago when you were talking about it initially, and I still have not watched one episode yet. Let me see. The Fear of Freedom, that one. My focus is 90% on ES and 10% on gold. It was like 10K or something crazy like that. Yeah. And the thing is, I was trading NQ even well before then. I was trading NQ back 10, 11 years ago as well. I just don't think I have any screenshots of it. Yeah, I just don't have any screenshots of it. Maybe I'll listen to it while I'm journaling today. Honestly, like, once I'm done journaling for the day, I just completely disengage from YouTube for the most part. At least lately I have been. I especially disengage from like trading related content for the most part. All right. We have low impact news coming in a minute. See what we got. Actually, hold on. I'll be right back, you guys. All right, I'm back. Good morning, Janelle. How are you this morning? How was gold overnight? Good morning, Pray. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. Post the audio on the podcast app. It's charting as well. Oh, I don't even have the You want to know what's crazy? Maybe it's because I'm a visual learner, but I have never really liked podcasts. There's a few podcasts like that, you know, I would enjoy certain episodes of. They were usually trading related though. But yeah, I don't know. I just can't get into podcasts. I never have. I really have a difficult time concentrating on what I'm hearing because I can't see anything, if that makes sense. It's just like audiobooks are not for me. I need to actually read the content. Otherwise, nothing is going to stick in my brain at all. Sky has no limit for NQ. Institutional footprint. Really easy. You can make your money long term. Yeah, you closed out at what, 124? It's gone up another 84 points. Yeah, I'm just not comfortable taking the buys that's pushing the new highs. Not yet. At least probably at some point I will, but right now I feel like my data's kind of inconsistent for it. So, and then in all the data that I have right now, I also feel like I don't have enough data for even taking divergence off the new highs and lows, at least for right now. It's either that or I'm looking at the data wrong. It could be one of the two. You slept through London, but you took a TP over 1K pre-market. You wanted another 3K gap, but 1K is still good. Still a nice trade though. At least you were able to get some sleep. To be able to get some sleep and still make some decent profits. I really just want to see us start pushing down at some point, honestly, but this looks like one of those slow grind up days that I absolutely positively hate. So I'm actually surprised that we're moving decent. I mean, I know it's just the meeting minutes later on as far as FOMC goes, but I'm still kind of surprised that we had decent movement just because of how choppy the last 2 days were. And now she's so greedy. She said, look, I have goals, okay? I have goals. This is why you're our sugar mama, period. Period. Oh, let me plug up my headphones. Trying to figure out how I'm about to structure my day. I have to take my grandma somewhere at 1 o'clock, which I hate. I used to like things being in the afternoon, but now it's like, no. We can schedule at like 11. Even if I'm not done journaling, I could stop, go do what I need to do for you, come back home, finish doing what I'm doing, shower, and I'm done for the day. That's what I prefer. You know, trade afternoon, but still, yeah. Sometimes it's just good to know when FOMC is, just because sometimes the market could be weird, whether it's the actual meeting, the minutes, whatever. The market can just be kind of weird. The market's been weird lately anyway. Normally it's like we're all ready for the back to school time because it seems like the market just starts moving a lot better. You know, the market makers are back from vacation and things like that, but this market has been so weird for the last 2 months. Really, it's just been weird since Trump has been in office, for real, but definitely thought we would see more consistency with like volume and volatility, at least after like middle August, but not so much. I just really hate these slow grind up days. It's so frustrating. I'm gonna have to so like 2 weeks ago I had basically went through my up down tick analysis sheet, and I like physically on a sheet of paper wrote out all the different times where the like pullbacks or even divergence was pushing going back towards new highs or lows, like what this reversal bar would be doing. And that's how I kind of figure out figured out which volume and order flow combinations I liked for a downtick for that, but I have not done that for bid ask, and I'm gonna have to make sure I do that today. I honestly didn't even think to do it yet. I don't know why. Like ever since I moved back to bid ask this week, but I should have done that. And then I'll also have to do the same thing for the divergence at the new highs and lows. And writing it out that way just makes things a lot easier, makes it easier to see the combinations that kind of work. So I'm gonna make sure that I do that today for sure. For sure. And the institutions getting in at times, you can tell when they're getting in. Yeah, there was a guy who I think I used to see him post in the Apex group on Facebook. He I forget, it was an indicator that I'm pretty sure either he developed or somebody, or he purchased from somebody, but it used to tell you like time cycles of the market, like, and it'll plot it on the chart like, all right, at this time look for sales. And it's not that you would actually buy or sell, but I think the time cycles were based off of institutional orders or something, I don't know, but he would do pretty well with it. It's taking up some of your time in the afternoons. I got you. She still works, so we have to strategize during the evenings. I got you. You guys doing it for Thanksgiving and Christmas, or just just Christmas? I need to put this in my journal to do this today, so I don't forget. Hopefully I don't have 2 days of no trades, but whatever. Oh yeah, I do have my TPT account back. All right, figure out. All right. So I definitely need to figure that out. Still viewing the volatility of the market when you journal in the afternoons? No, I'm usually done journaling by, it depends. Like if I get off of here right at around 9:45 or so, I'm usually done journaling by 11, and then I close my charts and I don't even open my charts back up until the next morning. Unless I am back testing something like, or something like that, or converting some up down tick data to bid ask or something like that, which I have a whole different workspace for. But yeah, when I'm usually completely shut down by, like, I would say 11:30 at the latest. I'm done. Damn near 100 points I left on the table. Well, did you have certain criteria for exiting? I need to find that other. Did it stop? can't find the other sheet that I used. It wasn't this one, it was a different one. I don't know where it is. Hopefully for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Yeah, NQ is on the run. The only news that we had, there was a speaker that was speaking at 9 o'clock. That was it. But the run up, I mean, it started at market open really. But since the speaker news, we have gone up. See, it started around 182. So it's gone up about 50 points since. Damn, I don't know where my other paper was that I used for that. Unless, wait, maybe I actually did it inside of my notebook already. Actually, it might be in my notebook. I didn't do it in my notebook. I don't know where that damn thing is. That sucks. Well, oh well. Oh. Oh, I did do it in my notebook. Okay. No, I did it on a different sheet of paper, and then I think I wrote the results in. Yeah, I wrote the results in my notebook. I don't know. If I find it, I'll rewrite it. Anyone catch that? The metals are still running as well. This is crazy. It is, it is. So AI praise, the metals running. Should have you that good so still while the markets keep reaching all time high. All right, we got a decent push down with quite a bit of volume compared to the previous push down, 5.6 versus 1.7. So maybe this is where a reversal comes. I probably, right after I journal, I'll probably work on that. Looking at all the divergence at new highs and lows, look at all the pullbacks and divergence after new highs and lows. That'll probably take me until it's time to take my grandma where she needs to go. The buyers are trying to step back in, it looks like. All right. Now that volume is so high in this bar, I can still look for a sell as long as the point of control stays high, but the delta is going to have to become efficient, but it looks like we're going to close up instead. 0.9. Institutional buying, and now they will start selling to the late buyers and FOMOers. Look how negative that delta is. Small reverse would initiate along. Which one? This one right here? Or you thought this reversal would initiate along? I knew this one wasn't, well, at least for now, because the new, like I would be buying into the high. So I really, because like I said, I haven't looked over my bid ask data for trading going back towards the new highs and stuff. I've been waiting on a reversal down all this time. Which the only reason I didn't take this sell right here is because I really wanted the point of control to move down. That was a trap of the buyers, even if it's just a little temporary. Oh, the first section got you. Even with this, if I would have taken the buy, I would have gotten stopped out right here. This little negative candle would have wiped me out. It would have hit my TP though, especially since I'm just scalping. I really kind of want to see us pull back just a little bit more. Change the zigzag from green to red. Prior to the reversal down. Now this buy off the VWAP might have been nice, possibly. Let's see. Yeah, see, I would have normally taken this if the high wasn't there, and that would have been a nice win. That's why I'm gonna make sure that I go through all of that today, just in case tomorrow gives us new session highs or lows again. All right. We're at the major resistance level. What I pushed down. That definitely trapped the buyers up there. I should be net buy, I think. Was it too efficient? Probably. It's gonna lose. Gonna hold it though, because even if it comes back up, I'm not gonna break even. We're gonna hold through it. I just don't know about this delta percentage being. Oh, there we go. Never mind. Never mind. I knew I wanted the delta to be efficient, so it's green, but I didn't know if I wanted the delta percentage to also be green. But for that particular setup, I just have that as long as the delta is efficient, I don't really care if the percentage is efficient or not, because we're buying off of a support level. So we're buying off support. There's low volume there. If you look compared to the highest volume bar here, this is pretty significantly lower, which a lot of times just means that it's a stronger move. Because it took so little volume to make the move, if that makes sense. All right, a couple more minutes before we have to stop for crude oil. Let's see, what's your fixed TP and stop loss? My stop loss right now is 28 ticks and my TP is 22 ticks. So I did have to open up my stop loss a little bit because I was getting wicked out to the tick a lot, or I lose a trade, it goes maybe an additional 3 ticks or so, and then it'll go to my TP. So I opened it up a little bit, and basically what I did was I looked at my analysis sheet, looked where most of the trades were being grouped, and what I do on my analysis sheet, like if a trade loses because initially my stop loss used to be 1 tick beyond the open of the bar, but I kind of knew that was too tight of a stop loss, but I was trying to make it work. So like if it's something like this where this bar comes more than 1 tick beyond the open of the bar, but then it goes to my TP, when I write the loss in my analysis sheet, I'll put an L and circle it, and then I'll highlight it in yellow. So it's easy for me to spot when I'm looking at the analysis sheet and looking at each combination. So a yellow highlighted L means that it still went to my TP. We just moved beyond the open of the bar. And so I also, when I highlight it, I'll put negative however many ticks it went beyond the open of the bar. And so what I've noticed is that for the majority of the really good volume and order flow combinations, the max that it'll come outside of the open of the bar is 6 ticks. So I have my stop loss 7 ticks beyond the open of the bar, basically. So the bar is 20 ticks. Stop loss is 7 ticks beyond it. The reason why my stop loss is 28 ticks is because remember, my limit order is 1 tick beyond the close of the bar, basically. So what I have been doing for the last 2 weeks though is when I'm journaling, if there's any trade that is a win, even if it's something I did not take, I'll actually put how many bars it goes before the reversal bar happens. So like for instance, this one, let's say the bar would close right here. I only need this to go 11 bars to hit my TP. So when I write down the result of this trade, I'll put plus 15. So it's one less than the number that's actually on the indicator. So I'll put plus 15. That way, over time, if I want to look and see like, okay, I know for sure I really like this combination, these different combinations, I can see if like there's a possibility of me opening up the TP as well. Because this right here from my entry just went up 44 ticks, 22 times 2. So technically, I should, like with that particular trade, I would have been able to get a 28 tick TP, which would be able to move me back to a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. But for right now, it's just a negative risk to reward ratio, and I just got to deal with it for now, at least. Thank you guys. Thank you. So I know who's who in the Discord. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I was a little worried, but we didn't really come that far out of the, let's see, open of the bar, 89.25, low was 88.50. So we came outside of the bar like 3 ticks, but it seemed like so much more. So much more. So I still had a whole, what, point? I had a whole point of wiggle room, which on Nasdaq is not that much. How long did I sit in this trade? A minute and 13 seconds. It's not that bad, I guess. All right, we do have crude coming in less than a minute. So I'll be sitting out until 9:32 and just see what happens from there. Oh no. Did you get any message from Discord, Janelle? Let's see, what is that? 1.4. I'm just happy we actually traded outside the damn opening range, because my goodness, to be stuck in the 15 and 30-minute opening range for the first like 2 hours of the market being open is insane. My feet are cold. Oh no, what the hell? Discord sent an email. Advising suspicion. Oh no. Are you gonna try to get it back? Amelia, do you think it was from the props being hacked or whatever they did? People's info being stolen. Oh. Supposed to be in that buy. I'll lower the target though. Oh my God. If I lose this trade, I'm gonna be so pissed. I forgot about not getting back in till 9:32, so I'm gonna break even if it gets up there. If I lose, it's my fault. I forgot about the time. Please go break even. Okay. Even if it goes to my TP, I am 100% okay with that. I wasn't supposed to be in that. That bar closed at 9:31:33. So I was supposed to wait another 30 seconds. And there's the TP. Like I said, I'm okay with that though. All right, let's see. Oh, I don't have anything for that yet. That was a full TP too. It's all good though. Because if I would have lost it, I would have been mad. So get out when it's not right. At least try. Audible had no record of anything related. That's crazy. Good morning, Stan. How are you this morning? I said the account will be permanently deleted. But they haven't like banned you from Discord, right? Like they won't make it to where you can't have another Discord account if you ever wanted to. It's just regular fraud garbage. I got you. No, I mean like when they said some of the prop firms were hacked and like people's information could have possibly been stolen. Like I know when that was going around and why Apex like created the two-factor authentication or whatever and stuff like that. I know when it was going around, there were certain people that were saying that their cards had been compromised. Like I know one guy said that he had a card that he only used on Top Step and that card was compromised. He's like, I've never had any other transaction outside of Top Step, buying Top Step accounts. I started when I'm aggravated with it, to be honest. I feel that. Look at Sam being nice. 200 points from the low. Wow. So wait, Amelia, you were able to capitalize on a long and then it dropped, right? After market open and now it ran back up? 2K per account is awesome already in my book at least. Period. Got you. All right, let's see. So now we created some trend divergence. Oh, wow, look, there goes the point of control. It just moved down here out of nowhere. All right. Which, by the way, my chart might freeze for a second. I'm not changing anything. I just need to look for something. Okay, yeah, this is the right one. Hello, point of control. Already for it's a trap. That's not what I'm looking for. This point of control was the buyers in control. I would be looking for the buy right here off the resistance level. But it wasn't. So could possibly look for the sell. See if we reject off of the resistance level and point of control here. Still could potentially take the sell. However, I would definitely want us to push up a little bit more so that I don't have to take profit right here at the resistance level. All right now there's equal volume in the swings. 2K, 2K. So neutral market right here. So if the bar closes down, I'm not interested right now. It's a big W shape. I'm gonna go look at it in the Discord. Okay, let me go look. I don't even know where my phone is right now. Dow performs best in New York session. Drop hours per day, but today has been pretty nice. Not you hope to bring a 500 to 1K a day because of the caffeine. I'm a weak. Oh yeah, that is a W shape. At the pivot support. So you enter and exit on a 3-minute. So, Amelia, what charts do you use to analyze? Good morning, Timbo. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning. Oh. Not interested in that. Buyers are in control in the point of control. Oh, well, now we push down, but I'm definitely not interested now. See you, Janelle. Have a great rest of your day. Be safe. Use a 5-minute to do the analysis. I have never heard of someone doing that. Interesting. Because normally, like, if somebody enters, let's say on a 3 or 5-minute, you know, they will analyze on a 10 or 15, maybe even an hour. Sometimes I don't understand why people go super duper high if they're entering on such a small time frame chart. But that's very interesting, especially because like the 3 and the 5 don't have the same like common number or whatever. Interesting. Nice. Something with the Discord. Absolutely, Sam. All right, see ya. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. 5-minute shows no new lows. Then I look at the 3-minute to enter the trade. Also looking at the pivots. Nice. Very interesting. Very interesting. How did you discover that the 3-minute was kind of like your bread and butter? Did you just like try a bunch of, well, did you know that you wanted the 5-minute to be your anchor like analysis chart, and then you just played around with some of the smaller time frames to figure out which one would be the best entry point? Or did you like see a video about it? How did you like come to that conclusion? Because honestly, like when I used to trade the time-based charts, I always liked the weirder time frame. Like I don't want to do a 5, 10, 15. 10 is kind of okay because 10 is not really used that much. Most people like to use the 5, 15, 30 hour, 4 hour, and daily for the most part. So for me, I felt like My thought process was, if, you know, a certain percentage of traders lose money, I don't want to use the time frames that are normal, because then I'm basically trading with the people who tend to lose money, if that makes sense. So I used to look at the weirder time frames for that reason, for the most part, if that makes sense. I'm not opposed to taking a buy at this resistance level. We don't have very much time left, but if something sets up, I'll take it. 1 minute, 2 minutes, they just move too much. Got you. Time frame really doesn't matter to me, because look at the 1 hour for the trend and you enter on the 5. Nice. Just so I don't trust it unless I'm holding for like half a day. Yeah. Yeah, it's very weird to me how many people want to scalp, but they enter on these higher time frames. That's just so awkward. I see a lot of people who do that, like in different discords that I've been in. But I think it's just primarily because so many people just started trading when props became popular. I think that's part of it. All right, we're still here at this resistance level. Got about 40 seconds. Question is, do I want to protect my profits by not taking the next trade? Not really. If it ends up break even, it's fine. If the bar closes in time. It's not what I want anyway. Wanted the delta to be efficient and it wasn't. That helped me find my phone. The alarm going off. If I see 400 silk. Yeah, that's true, Trenches. But I think a lot of people don't really look at like the DOM or any level 2 data, any footprint, none of that. So I think that's part of it though. Because I think the more like data you have in regards to that, like, you know, just being able to see orders or order flow or whatever, then I feel like you said, you don't necessarily, it doesn't matter what time frame you're on, but you know, a lot of people don't trade with the extra information. Some people will even have, some people will actually have it on their charts and don't use it, which I've never really understood that. But yeah, a lot of people don't trade with that, and a lot of people try their hardest to trade naked. Or some people will actually have indicators on their chart and don't use them, which I don't understand either. Like, they'll have an order flow VWAP. You'll be under the VWAP. They'll have like moving averages, and they'll take a buy into those moving averages, and they'll swear up and down that indicators don't mean anything. It's just random, whatever. But then as they're buying into that resistance from the moving average and being under the VWAP, they'll question why the trade lost. I'll never understand that. I've seen people take buys like legit a couple points below VWAP, order flow VWAP at that, but just VWAP period, and they have their TP like 30 points beyond VWAP, and they're like, why is it, come on buyers, what are we doing here? Resisting at a level that's telling you that we're likely in a downtrend at the moment. I don't know. Person right now that does that 15 minutes and said he scouts makes no sense. It's no way. Scalping off 15 minutes is crazy. I used to watch order flow but couldn't make it work with my trading. Perhaps I was overcomplicating. You know what, Diego? I feel like when you first learn order flow, because it's such a new world of information, it takes chart time to figure out what it means for your strategy, how to use it to enhance your strategy. And I like a lot of I let somebody feel. A lot of times, you'll start off overcomplicating it because it's so much information and you're trying to figure out what components matter, what components don't. And then eventually over time you realize, okay, I don't really need this. Okay, I do kind of need this kind of thing. Because that's pretty much what happened to me. Like I started off super complicated, but that's because I realized how many different components there were when it came to order flow. Point of control, is the point of control a trap or a continuation? Looking at volume, high volume versus low volume, high delta versus low delta. Do I need to compare the delta of my entry bar to something else? Do I need to compare the volume to something else? What does order flow look like if we're reacting off of like there's just so much. But then over time, I was able to figure out what mattered and what didn't. So like now, hold on, I'm just trying to write this so that I know later. So right now, my strategy is the most simplified as far as what I'm comparing and not comparing and things like that. Like, what are the most important things that I look at in order to get into a trade? And I honestly thought it would never get to this point. I just knew that it was just going to be overcomplicated for no reason forever. But it doesn't have to be. No, I backed off the indicator right after saying indicators don't work. I swear, trenches, I question all the time, like, why is it on your chart if it does not work, if it's so random, it does not matter. This be my thing. Let's say there's a moving average on their chart, right? And let's say they're on a time-based chart too, but it don't matter what kind of chart they're on. They will literally see that price every time in an uptrend, it came down and touched it. It came down and touched it. It came down and touched it. And then we fall below it. And then they try to buy into it. And when it reacts off of it, they're so confused. Well, if you look a little bit to the left, you will see that price bounced off of it 10 times on the way up. So why wouldn't it bounce off of it to go down? I don't understand. I just genuinely don't understand. I have always, since I've been trading, I've always been an advocate for indicators. Are some indicators trash? Yeah. Are some of them good, but just trash for the way you trade or maybe your bar type? Yeah. But I've been a firm believer that indicators work if you know how to work it and if it works for your strategy. Like I would hate if I didn't have this market structure indicator. You guys saw the last 2 days when I draw the consolidation zone and I'm able to stay out of chop because the consolidation zone is drawn by this indicator that tells me when the market is switching from an uptrend to a downtrend and vice versa. I would hate it if I got caught in chop because I didn't know. Because just because we break structure temporarily doesn't mean that we're now in a downtrend or whatever. Like, for instance, where's the trade that I just took? This trade here. Like, one would safely assume that, you know, hey, we broke structure from the higher low. We're now in a downtrend. So taking buys doesn't make sense. And look, after my entry here, so my entry was around 194. We ran up to 226 from there. Nice little 30-point move. And even then, our very first attempt at selling on a lower high off of a resistance level, by the way, soon as the bar closed, it went one tick and reversed up. So just because you break structure like that doesn't mean anything. Not when it comes to, now it might have broken the microstructure, but the overall structure is still an uptrend. So I'm still looking for buys. But y'all know I buy and sell. It doesn't matter what the market is doing. I'm a trend and counter trend trader because that's always been my goal, because I never want to, like, okay, we're in a downtrend. I'm not taking buys. Why not? Sometimes your buys are really good because you're catching the trend in the beginning, like before the actual uptrend starts. But that's just me. So much info signals, not sure what is relevant for my setup. Yeah, that's just gonna take time, Diego. It is. I always tell people, if you really want to learn and understand order flow, I think Umar Ashraf's videos are really good. His videos that are titled Stop Trading Candlesticks, Do This Instead. He has a couple of other really nice educational videos where he's teaching order flow, how it works, why it works the way it works, and different things like that. And then if you look at his videos where he recaps his own trades, he does a really good job of explaining, like, okay, let's say with the trade that I took, for instance, he'll explain like, all right, so we're approaching a support level. I'm looking for absorption, which looks like this, or I'm looking for the buyers to try to overtake the sellers in an attempt to push back up off of a, support level. And I'm looking at I think he looks at volume and order flow as well, but he looks at it a little bit different than I do, obviously, because I'm trading on a different bar type. But I feel like order flow, if you can understand it, is so nice. Once you completely get it down packed, you don't really question why the market's moving the way that it moves. But it takes time. It does. It really does. Let me show you guys the account so I can go ahead and journal. I do have to get out of here in a couple hours, and I want to try to finish my journaling before I have to leave. So I also want to start working on looking at the divergence at new highs and lows, and also the pullbacks after new highs and lows, just so that on days like today where we're pushing new highs, I'm not caught in trying to wait for the reversal like I had to wait today. So I'm going to work on that. But let me show you guys the accounts. So this is where we are. This account here is the one that renews, I think, next Wednesday. So I did do double the contracts today, but probably going to go to like 3 contracts or something. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 4 more trading days. So yeah, I would need to average about $800 a day on it. So I'm probably going to go to 3 or 4 contracts and kind of go from there. This account is only $800 away from being funded. So I'm making that money back that I lost when I was only $400 away from it being funded. But the goal is to try to get that one passed. And then this is the account that just renewed literally at midnight last night or this morning. So we're starting off green. I like that. Very happy about that. But yeah. So far this week, sorry, I hit the wrong button. So far this week, it hasn't been bad. Monday, even though it was choppy, I was able to get really good trades in. Won all of my trades on Monday except one. And that one trade that I lost, I looked at my cheat sheet wrong. I didn't have it color coded properly. So I looked at the wrong thing, and then no trades yesterday, and then today is green. I do honestly believe I probably had more setups today, but because of the new highs that kind of screwed me up. So we're going to work on that today, but we'll see. I think I've seen his content before, but it looks too good for me in terms of production quality. So you don't put much. No, he's really good. Even Janelle, I think I had mentioned his videos in a live one time, and Janelle checked him out, and she said that she started incorporating a little bit of order flow into her setups, and it helped her to become more efficient with her setups. So don't worry about the production. His production is high quality, but he's very knowledgeable, and you can tell he's like, there's no BS, and he does a really good job of like educating to the point where you can understand it clearly, and also you can tell that he knows what he's talking about, and it's not just another trading content video to go viral off of, if that makes sense. But yeah, just check out a couple of his videos and you tell me what you think. Yes, true. He did start TradeZella. He did. But yeah, you guys, very nice green. Yes. Let's hope that it stays this way. Fingers crossed. I do see where, when I started to get very frustrated with bid ask, I do see where the problem was at the time, which, I mean, I was just on bid ask like 3 weeks ago. But I see where the problem kind of came into play, and it's because of those particular levels that I think don't actually matter. So that, and also I felt like I wasn't getting enough setups, but that's because I needed to open up my stop loss. Opening up the stop loss allowed me to add more volume and order flow combinations. So I think that's going to help long term. So yeah, you have a great day as well, Pred. Enjoy your day. You guys be safe. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.